What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Savage Kitchen. It's been a minute since I have made a Savage Kitchen episode. Actually, I spent like a week, 2 weeks, just focusing on enjoying the process of cooking and having fun with it, trying a lot of different recipes, finagling some things, making up my own stuff to see what would be fun to put out on this particular channel. I have put a lot of stuff on Instagram, so a lot of you guys that are on Instagram have seen a lot of the recipes that I've tried, which is really cool. And you probably saw the one I'm doing today, which is Mongolian beef. Mongolian beef. For some reason, I had a massive craving for like Chinese food, but I did not want like a takeout. I wanted to kind of control what was in it. And funny, like I saw a lot of you guys commented on the picture I put up the first time I tried this recipe, and I noticed a lot of you guys like to make this kind of stuff as well, which is actually really cool. And it is so easy, way better for you as well than going to a takeout place. Probably a bit cheaper too. You can feed a bunch of people, control the sugar content, no MSG and all that good stuff. That's what you're into. Really, really cool. Fun fact though, Mongolian beef, not Mongolian. Who knew? I didn't know. When I was looking through recipes and all that good stuff, I found out that Mongolian beef is actually made in China. I think it's actually like Taiwanese, I want to say. Like, it's really kind of interesting. Mongolian, which is this like funky term applied to a lot of different foods to make them sound fancier, because Mongolian was like traditional with like meats, hearty meats and stuff, which back a long time ago was really, really expensive. So Mongolian sort of tagged everything as sort of a marketing thing, which is really interesting. Nothing has really changed this day and age, has it? Kind of weird how that works, but I digress. This recipe is easy. It's one pan, very little mess. And if you prep everything, because traditionally a lot of these recipes cook very, 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 very fast. So most important thing when cooking in general is to be prepped, but especially with stuff like this, because it cooks so quickly, you want to be prepped. You don't really need a lot of things. Most expensive thing in this whole dish is the actual beef itself. Flank steak, which is what I use. You don't have to use flank steak. You can use a lot of different things, but flank steak is traditionally what is used. And you can get a lot of deals on flank steak in a lot of different places. So you can get pretty good prices on some flank steak. I've had some real luck doing that. Sometimes, especially like right now, depending on where you go, it may be a little expensive, but I found it for really, really, really cheap. But flank steak is delicious. Kind of unforgiving if you don't cook it right, but for stuff like this, it is absolutely perfect. It is so awesome, and this dish is great. A lot of you guys commented on my picture actually that I posted as well, that you've tried it a lot of different ways with chicken, and one of you actually even mentioned that it was too sweet, which Mongolian beef is actually supposed to be a little on the sweeter side. This particular one is a little bit more savory, but you can control a lot of that using less sugar, a little bit more spice, using things like vinegar, using things like spices, all kinds of different things, sesame oil, all that good stuff, which I used in this recipe. So, because I kind of sort of finagled my way through my own kind of recipe using a lot of different things to do my own thing. Mongolian beef, there's a lot of different ways, super cheap, easy ways, and well, it's all super cheap and easy actually, but a little bit more complex ways. You can make it sweeter, make it spicier. There's all kinds of different things you could do with Mongolian beef. It's actually a really fun recipe. Fun for me anyway, because I enjoy cooking. But everyone should at least kind of enjoy cooking. I think cooking is something that is really coming back over the last like several years. I think it's really become more and more popular as eating out, things like that, has become increasingly more expensive. Last year being next to impossible to go out to eat, enjoy, regular human being stuff. Cooking at home is even more important, especially as things change. People learn more about how to eat, proper dieting, and all that good stuff, and just trying to be you spend less money, have better stuff, be able to feed multiple people, etc., 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 which is one of the things I like about this channel, is teaching people who don't know anything about cooking just kind of want to get into it, want to finagle some stuff, maybe save a little money, make sure they're healthy, they're happy, they have restaurant quality type stuff that's super simple and easy to make, with easy to find ingredients depending on where you are, because some people said that some things are a little hard to find where they are, which I don't know. I guess it depends on where you are. But I think you might be able to find everything on here. Simple ingredients, which I will have in the description below. I forgot that last time. I did fix that. But you guys were kind enough to let me know that I did forget and I fixed it. It's there. I will have everything in the description of this one. The overall recipe of what I did. And of course, I'll let you know how to use all that good stuff in this as well. But you basically, it's a basic Mongolian beef recipe. All you're going to need is like some sesame seeds, which you don't have to use them. I use sesame oil, rice wine vinegar, brown sugar, all that good stuff. But anyway, guys, let's get in the video. I know you guys are ready, and I talk too much sometimes, especially when I'm on camera. I apologize. Well, that's just me. I get excited. And I'm excited about this. I'm excited about cooking. I'm passionate about it. And you should too. Anyway, hope you enjoy. All right, here we go. All right, first things first, you're going to slice your flank steak. Sometimes you get lucky and you can get to a place that has this already pre-sliced. Now, the first time I tried this, I did it right out the package. You could do it. You can do it. I suggest don't do that because it's kind of a pain. Definitely put the flank steak in the freezer for about 10 to 15 minutes. That will firm up, and it would be, it changes the game, guys. It makes it so much easier, especially when you're doing something like this where you want your pieces to be very, very thin. In my case, for this particular recipe, I did it slightly on the thicker side, but you want this as thin as possible so it cooks evenly. You want them all about the same size, so make sure your knife is sharp as well. You want it about like maybe a quarter of an inch thick. Again, I did mine a bit thicker this time. My suggestion, get it as thin as possible, and the easiest way to do that, of course, is to freeze it first. Not completely, just 10-15 minutes. That beef will firm up, and just leave it out long enough for it gets to room temperature and relaxes again. So basically do this first, then prep all your veggies, then you're ready to go. So I put all my beef into a bowl. We're going to put in our corn starch. This is going to be a thickening agent for the sauce, so make sure it's thoroughly coated. I'm just basically mixing it around until it all coats. You don't have to use a ton of cornstarch. Don't waste. But that's how you want it to look. Basically thoroughly coated. And before you put it in the pan, make sure you dust it off so you don't have extra. I'm using green onions here. Cutting off the whites. Make sure you wash them, guys, because dirt will get in those and it's disgusting. Put them together just like this. And slice them at an angle. Again, I'm doing a little bit more rustic, so thicker chop. You can basically make your own judgment there. You're not really cooking these per se. You're putting them in towards the end, so it's basically your preference. And you could do it a lot of different ways. So it's really up to you, to be honest. I just used a whole bunch that I picked up from the store, sliced them up just like you see here. Again, I did mine a little bit more rustic. Now, garlic. Now, I used a lot more garlic than you would normally use because I love garlic. Just don't overpower it, guys, because then you'll get just a garlicky mess. Basically, flatten them out, peel them up, and then give them a mince up. I used quite a few cloves here, again, because I like garlic. You don't have to use this much. You can use less. You can use more. It's really up to you in terms of your flavor profile. And as you see here, I'm just mashing them up to make it easier to mince. I give them a good chop initially. Now, a fun trick. You can actually take some salt. I'm using pink Himalayan. You can use whatever salt. Thicker kernels, though. Thicker crystals, rather. Makes things a little bit easier. Just sprinkle a little bit of salt over your garlic, and that gives you a lot more traction on your knife. Makes finally mincing your garlic way easier. Now, I prefer this over getting the jarred stuff, because for me, the jar stuff just doesn't have the same punch, just doesn't have the same flavor. And when I can, I just do things myself. I buy them fresh. It's not that expensive. And yeah, it goes bad quickly, but if you cook it enough, it's not going to be a problem. So just get you a smaller clove. I've used pre-peeled before, and again, it just gets nasty. Get you a nice chunk of ginger. I'm not overly a fan of ginger, but in dishes like this, it really helps. And it's great for you. It's good for your stomach and all that good stuff. I gave it a quick peel, then a quick slice, and mince it up, finally mince it. And when I'm done here, I just put it right in the garlic because I'm putting everything in the pan, as far as garlic and the ginger, all in the same time anyway. So I just put it all in the same container. But you see, for this particular dish, I'm getting everything ready. I'm getting my veggies ready, my meat ready, all my sauce and stuff ready to go. Because traditionally, this stuff's cooked in a very hot pan and very hot oil very, very quickly. Now, I'm not using a wok here. I'm actually using a Ninja Foodie pan. But if you have a wok, that's a lot more ideal. But if you have a nice thick pan, it'll work just the same. Now, here is my sauce. A couple different ways you could do this. I went ahead and mixed all of mine up. I'm using rice wine vinegar. I'm using soy sauce. I'm using sesame oil. I'm using brown sugar. You can use light. Prefer to use dark because you have that deep, robust molasses flavor. And then I just whisk it up all together just like that. I'm going to add my rice wine vinegar and my sesame oil after this. Again, make sure you do taste all of your sauces, all of your marinades, all that good stuff, because you want it to taste like you want it to be, right? If it's too sweet, add a little bit more of the stuff. Make it a little bit more spicy. Add a little bit more sesame oil for that nuttiness. The other cool thing about this, the sesame oil and stuff like that, is you get that flavor, but also you get this very shiny sauce when it's done, like a glazed look. It makes it look prettier. And I just whisk it all up, grab a spoon, give it a taste, make sure that it's ready to go. Now, I went ahead and put dry chili flakes in this. Dry chili flakes, for me, don't have a ton of flavors. So if you're not cooking things a long time, they don't have a huge punch. You can use a bunch of them. You can be a little bit heavy-handed on this. If you want a little bit hotter, then use fresh chilies. Use fresh chilies. I've made that suggestion already. Now, getting my non-stick Ninja Foodie pan. I love this thing. I love this thing. Make sure you get it from like Bed Bath & Beyond or from the Foodie place. I know I like Foodie. They're not sponsored us. They don't sponsor us. They didn't pay for this. This wasn't free. I bought this pan. I just love this pan. I just love this pan. Changes the game. Now, you need an oil that's going to last up to basically be able to take a lot of heat. I'm using grapeseed oil. You can use canola. Grapeseed oil is a little bit better for you, and I like the flavor of it, so I use grapeseed oil. Just do whatever you like, whatever you're used to. Get your pan nice and hot. You could put a little bit of water in there. If it dances, your pan's hot. Throw your oil in there, and then you're basically ready to go. At this point, the beef would have been sitting out a few minutes. It should be close to room temperature, if not room temperature already. You always want to make sure your meat is room temperature before you start cooking. Trust me, your meats will cook a lot more evenly and easier that way. Even chicken, even poultry, you do have to be careful, but definitely do that as well, so you don't get dry, disgusting meats that are cooked all unevenly and weird, and it just tastes way better. So make sure your beef is room temperature here. Now, I'm basically going to brown off my beef, okay? About a minute per side, give or take. Make sure you get color on your beef, because if it doesn't have color, it doesn't have flavor. If it doesn't have color, your pan's overcrowded, or basically you're just boiling it in a cold pan. If you overcrowd it, or you didn't get your pan hot enough, you're boiling your beef instead of searing it, and it's a completely different taste. So make sure no color, no flavor. Make sure there's plenty of color. Don't burn it, just put color on it. About a minute per side should be all what you need. Take that out. Make sure that you get your pan nice and hot again. Put a little bit more oil in there, and I dumped my garlic and my ginger in the pan. Get it a little bit of color. In here, I put a bit too much garlic, bit too much color on my garlic. Be careful doing that. If you burn your garlic, it gets bitter. Here, it doesn't matter that much. It's fine, but you don't want to do that. Just a couple seconds in the pan, make sure it gets aromatic, and then you're good to go. I put my sauce in there, bring that up to a boil, get all those flavors going, and then I put my beef back in. Now, You can put your sauce in a pot and thicken it up separately in a sauce pot. You don't have to. I did it this way. Now, if your sauce doesn't thicken from the cornstarch that's on the beef, like I had to clean this pan, then basically just get a little thing like you saw there, dissolve a little bit of cornstarch in cold water and just pour in a little bit at a time until your sauce thickens up. And basically you're just gonna do that for a couple minutes till your sauce thickens. I put a little bit of sesame seeds, tricolor sesame seeds on top, and then I'm tossing my onions right on top, just like that. Give it a nice little mix. Look how beautiful that looks. Shiny, shiny, thoroughly coated deliciousness. Deliciousness. Give it a little tasty taste. Make sure it's all good. And boom. All right, I'm ready to try this. Gotta focus on that. Focus on that. Ooh. Ooh, baby. That smells nummy, 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 nummy. Let's try this. Let's try this. Oh yeah, baby. Damn, that's good. Damn, that's good. Getting that garlic, getting that ginger. It's sweet, but not too sweet. Actually made it a little bit more savory. Because last time I made this, it was way sweet. So good. That is freaking delicious. All right, I'm gonna go eat me some. Good. Ooh, wait. Boom. Focus. All right, guys, that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoy how things are really starting to progress and change. And I'm really trying to have fun with all these edits. Putting out these videos. One thing about this channel is really cool is I get to try a lot of different things, a lot of different camera angles, different lenses, different types of cameras, music, all kinds of fun, cool stuff, which is something I enjoy the most about content creating is just the actual cinematography aspect of it. It's really, really cool. And also I like to cook. I like to mess around in the kitchen, play around with some recipes, try things out, fail a bunch of times so I learn more and all that good stuff. It's a lot of fun for me. And bonuses, people get to enjoy it and I get to enjoy them enjoying it and all that good stuff. So fun. Super simple recipe, very inexpensive, especially if you can get a decent deal in flank steak. But you could try some other things, see if it works, different types of beef. I know people have used other different cuts of steak. As long as you thinly slice it, it should work about the same with maybe different texturing. Just be careful. If you have a butcher, maybe talk to them about it, what you're trying to do. It's always good. I actually found a butcher not too far from me that I kind of want to try. It's been ages since I've been to a butcher, so I want to try that. Yeah. Anyway, guys, check out UGUEbrothers.com. Tons of cool merch, including aprons. Aprons for if you like to cook, because you get to have Savage Kitchen on it. Plus all the Stay Savage, UGUE Brothers stuff, all kinds of neat things. Yeah. My girlfriend did a great job on the designs. You guys are really enjoying it. People are getting the merch now. Get real positive feedback on the product itself, being comfortable, and they're liking it, which is awesome. Always good thing to hear. If you do ever get anything, you shoot me an email or shoot us some feedback. Let us know how you think, how you feel about it. We need that feedback in order for me to know what I can do to change things to make it better for you guys. Check out Patreon. Check out the member stuff. Tons of cool stuff coming on there. And I've been having fun sort of interacting with people on those. Social media, all that good stuff. Definitely on there. Being a lot more active. Going to be a lot more active this year on that because we're going to be using a lot of the stories and doing all the Instagram reels and TikTok, all that cool stuff that you kind of have to do to make it in the social creative space these days. And Yeah, if you're interested in like personalized videos, personalized shout outs, of course, we do have Cameo, guys. So, cameo.com or download the app. You can order yourself personalized videos that you get to keep. And I think it's pretty cool. I think that's a pretty neat thing. Yeah. So, anyway, guys, thank you so much for your support. Please comment and, of course, hit the thumbs up button. That helps us a ton. If you like to support us, share our content, and always hit that thumbs up button. Hit the little bell thingy majiggy to get alerts whenever YouTube sort of decides to do alerts. Sometimes I know it's hit or miss. We have nothing to do with that, I promise. I don't have any control over the alerts. I just know if you want them, you gotta hit the bell button. Just sometimes you don't get them, or sometimes you get them days later. It's kind of annoying. We're all in the same boat there. But hopefully that improves. Tons of cool stuff coming, guys. Lots of things changing this year. Joe and I are working really hard to just really change things up for the better for you guys. Better viewing experience, better audio experience, lighting experience, all that good stuff. Because again, I want you guys to enjoy yourselves and have fun, offering tons of cool contests and fun things for you guys. So stay tuned for that as well. Anyway, guys, because again, I'm rambling, I'm talking too much. Yeah. Stay strong, stay blessed, stay savage. Peace, guys.